Hey everybody, Josh Sigurdson, World Alternative Media here, and Elon Musk has called out Bill Gates again, and this is really interesting news because a lot of people don't know how to take that, because obviously Elon Musk has a lot of enemies on the right because of the environmentalist stuff and being involved in government from that perspective, and then he has a lot of people who hate him on the left because he just doesn't go along with the establishment narrative a lot of the times. I'm not sure what to think of him, but one thing I do know is I know what to think of Bill Gates, who is involved in eugenics programs around the world, and I always like to see people in the mainstream call him out because people have for too long allowed this sweater vest wearing criminal psychopath walk free acting like he's saving the world when he's literally doing the opposite of that. He's basically one of the evil miser billionaires that was super unpopular in the 90s and then starts a charity just like the Rockefeller Foundation did, and to make himself look like he's helping people, and then continue to carry forward the crazy agenda of people like his father and push eugenics in the third world countries under the guise of helping them. It's absolutely sick. Well, there's this new story out of the New York Post that says Elon Musk says he won't take coronavirus vaccine, calls Bill Gates a knucklehead. Now, we can't talk about vaccines on World Alternative Media. At least we can't put it in the titles of videos without possibly getting our channel taken down on YouTube. So make sure you find us on BitChute, LBRY, and Flote.app. I'll link below and help support us as independent media, as we are completely demonetized for going against the World Health Organization. Hit that like button and join our newsletter at www.iambanned.com. Sharing the video helps too. Anyways, getting back to the article, it's really interesting. I want to go into it a little bit here. It says, SpaceX founder Elon Musk stirred the pot yet again after claiming that neither he nor his family would take a COVID-19 vaccine, even if it was readily available. The 49-year-old billionaire dropped the bombshell during a Monday appearance on the New York Times opinion podcast, Sway. And I quote, "I'm not at risk. Neither are my kids," Musk told host Kara Swisher about the rationale behind his decision. During the bizarre exchange, I like how they call it a bizarre exchange. I don't know what's bizarre about that. A lot of people feel that way. But anyway, during the bizarre exchange, the Tesla CEO decried the nationwide lockdowns as a no-win situation that has diminished my faith in humanity. I know how you feel, Elon Musk. Musk previously called widespread quarantines unethical and de facto house arrest, RT reports. Well, is it not? I mean, I'm forced under quarantine right now in Canada for crossing a land border by driving like 2 states up. I mean, it's absolutely insane. It's criminal. It is house arrest, and it's terrorism. And I'm on my 13th day right now being forced into my house. And if I go outside, I just watch my video on my quarantine. I'm getting calls from the government. It's insane. And all for something that I already got tested for against my will at the beginning of this year, and I can't get again. It would be like the first virus in history that is different from that. But nonetheless, they say that you could possibly get it again, but they're pushing a vaccine, which is not scientific. If you could get it again, which you can't, not the same one, maybe a mutated version if you're 95 and have no immune system. If you can get it again, then the vaccine makes no sense. It's about antibodies then, right? And you can test positive for it even just having had a form of coronavirus because of your antibodies. It's sick, it's insane, it's demented, and it's destroyed so much of humanity. And by the way, back in April, Bill Gates did say indeed that the lockdowns will kill more people than the virus itself. Because government is a virus, the media is a virus, fear is a virus, and of course, Bill Gates did go on to say, though, but we still need the lockdowns. Anyway, carrying on with the article here, it says, instead of the current sweeping measures, the Boring Company boss suggested a more targeted lockdown where anyone who is at risk be quarantined until the storm passes. Swisher criticized his suggestion, adding that humans could potentially die in the process. I'm sure Swisher knows so much. By the way, I'm not in favor of anyone being forced into their house, but the few tiny percent that could die from it, which according to the CDC is insanely small, it's crazy that maybe they don't want to stay inside if they're so at risk of dying, while 99.9997% of the populace has to be enslaved by the government because of that small percentage that could die. Doesn't it make more sense that those people stay inside instead of the rest of us while they go out on the town? I mean, it makes no sense, guys. It's insane, and it's destroyed millions of jobs, and is putting 28 million people at risk of going homeless once the moratoriums expire. That's almost 1 in 10 people in the United States. It's 9 out of 100. That's insane. That's absolutely insane, and we'll get into that more in a moment. But carrying on, as Elon Musk responded, everybody dies, quipped Musk. And, people say, oh, that's thoughtless. Well, it's true. And I mean, let's not go outside because cars kill, well, people driving cars, I should say, kill insane millions of people a year. The flu kills millions of people a year. Hello, where do we draw the line there? Come on, guys. Carrying on with the article, it says Elon Musk said the coronavirus lockdown diminished his faith in humanity. To emphasize the supposed ridiculousness of the quarantines, Musk boasted that SpaceX didn't skip a day throughout the entire pandemic. And I quote, "We had national security clearance because we were doing national security work," he said. "We sent astronauts to the space station and back." Later on, the automotive mogul addressed Bill Gates' criticism of his skepticism towards the coronavirus, which Musk called dumb in March. During a CNBC interview in July, the Microsoft founder claimed that Musk didn't know much about vaccines and said he hoped that the SpaceX head doesn't confuse areas he's not involved in too much. As it continues, it says, and I quote, "Gates said something about me not knowing what I was doing," Musk told Swisher. "It's like, hey, knucklehead, we actually make the vaccine machines for CureVac, that company you're invested in." He was referring to the fact that Tesla manufactures equipment for the German biopharmaceutical firm CureVac. And it continues here. "This past July, the car magnate shaded Gates with a series of cryptic tweets that read, 'Billy G is not my lover, and the rumor that Bill Gates and I are lovers is completely untrue.'" Of course, Elon Musk is also very involved in politics, which I'm not a fan of, and he recently also said that he would be voting for Trump if Biden doesn't perform well in the debates. Regardless, I don't get involved in the system and I don't like politics. I'm a voluntarist. I believe in freedom and humanity. But with that said, Big Pharma, it was weird how the left suddenly looks the other way when it comes to Big Pharma, the biggest monopoly of any of them other than the military-industrial complex tied in with the banking system. And the military-industrial complex hugely benefits the Big Pharma companies, more than big oil, technically speaking. So, I mean, when I see this kind of stuff, suddenly the left bows down to them. Free healthcare, free healthcare. Well, that free healthcare, most of that money is going towards the big pharmaceutical companies, and I know that as a Canadian. It's infuriating to watch the hypocrisy that suddenly pops up when the government and the media tell everyone to be afraid of something and that you're an idiot if you don't believe it. Everyone's just walking in lockstep, and Elon Musk isn't, and that's cool. It's interesting to watch someone with his power not walk in lockstep. And, we've seen so many people's lives destroyed with the lockdowns, and it's definitely going to kill way more people than the virus. And it's demonstrably so because we now know with the recent CDC stats that 6% of the actual cases of deaths were from coronavirus alone, which I don't even believe that, but from coronavirus alone. And the 94% were from pre-existing conditions like heart attacks where someone happened to have COVID, or a motorcycle accident where someone happened to have COVID. Obviously more intense cases than that, but nonetheless, you know what I mean. And as far as the vaccine goes, people say it was an unusual interview. I don't know what's unusual about it. That's what the majority of people believe. From what I've seen anyway, outside of the, mainstream big cities in the United States, these medias are so out of touch with reality that so many more people believe that than they realize. People in hospitals that I know of, many of them, refuse to get the vaccine and will walk out of that job if they are told that they have to be vaccinated for that job. The problem is with this is that there's not going to be a lot of opportunity for people to walk out of these jobs because even if they walk out of the jobs, if they want to get another job, if they want to have a bank account, if they want to, go travel on a plane or cross a border or go to a public space or a restaurant, they'll need the vaccine attached to a social credit score. That's technocracy. That's tied to China. Unfortunately, Elon Musk has been heavily involved with the Chinese government as well, with his companies. So I don't trust him. I'm just saying he says some interesting things that a lot of people are feeling, and I'm really concerned about the future of technocracy, which I feel like he's involved in to a great extent. I hope that he's like, going under the cover, under the wrap, white hat kind of thing, that he's, going to rip it wide open from the inside. But I don't really think that's going to be the case. I just think that he likes to be honest, and that's cool. So, but with the vaccine issue, you can't really do anything if you don't have the vaccine. So they're not going to force the vaccine into your arm. You just won't have a choice but to, get one if you want your social credit score to be good, which will allow you to get bank accounts and all that through the cashless society. And that's 100% happening. The Federal Reserve is saying that right now. China already has a social credit. They're pushing that in Australia, and it's getting really bad really fast, which is why people need to prepare now rather than later. And I've been saying that for years. But here we are at the end game, and this is the end game. And it's interesting to see some people still call it out within the mainstream. So we'll see what happens here going forward. Obviously, seeing two billionaires fight is always an interesting thing for a lot of us to watch. Nonetheless, I do believe that, this is going to have a huge say in where people go next or how people react to the third wave. I really do believe it's a third shutdown. I don't know why they keep calling it second wave, but third wave lockdown that'll go into flu and cold and flu season where they'll blame every single illness on COVID and further enslave humanity. So it comes down to you as individuals watching this right now to stand up and be loud and break free from this slave complex. And I think there's a lot more people than people realize that aren't willing to get the vaccine. The problem is, are they actually going to fight back? And I see a lot of people, millions of people are awake, but are they willing to do anything when people come to the door? Are they brave enough? Are they strong enough? Are they tough enough? And that's a question that I have to pose to a lot of you watching and I really respect everyone watching because you are watching this and you are skeptic of the official stories. Obviously, if you watch this video, even if you disagree with me, I mean, are you actually going to do anything if they come and break down your door? And, that's a real question because I remember earlier this year, Bill Gates, his Instagram was trolled by hundreds of thousands of people from Africa and India who have dealt with his vaccine and have seen a lot of fatalities and illnesses and stuff that came from it. They fought back. They said, you're a criminal, you're evil, you're psychopathic, you're satanic, all that kind of stuff. And the sweater vest wearing guy just blocked comments on his feed. And what happened though? There's still people taking the vaccines there. They're angry about it, but they still go along with it. And people don't realize the power they have. There's way more of them than there is of government. You have the power to stand up. Just people don't because they're in fear. Because if I do it, maybe no one else will, and then I'll just get thrown in the gulag. If everyone stands up, no one will be thrown in the gulag. Anyway, I really appreciate everyone watching. Make sure to hit that like button, share on social media to get around the shadow banning. Join our newsletter at www.iambanned.com. It takes 2 seconds to put your email in. Really helps, guys. I really hope you do. And then, of course, GoFundMe, Patreon, Subscribestar if you want to pledge or donate and keep independent media alive, as we are 100% demonetized for talking about this kind of stuff. And we won't be on YouTube for long. I'm not even sure if we'll be on YouTube by the time this video gets up. At any moment, we could be taken down. Our friend DaVinci Jeremy, DaVinci J15 on YouTube, just got taken down for no known reason. As the day I speak and do this video. I don't know how many days until a video gets up, but nonetheless, he just got taken down from YouTube for no reason. Our friend Press for Truth, Dan Dix at Press for Truth, was taken down. They're all on BitChute, LBRY, and of course Flote.app, and you can find us there on those platforms because that is where the future of independent media will live, and there's no doubt about that. So please go over there. We're seeing a lot of great results. We're getting more views in some cases on LBRY and BitChute than we are on YouTube. What does that tell you about the shadow banning here on YouTube if you're watching it on YouTube? Anyway, really appreciate everyone watching. And until next time, this is Josh Sigurdson signing out from World Alternative Media. Find the truth, be the change. My friends, it is go time. We are completely demonetized on YouTube, and we depend on the viewer to stay alive and spread the message of freedom and truth. So check those links below. GoFundMe, Patreon, Subscribestar, anything you guys could do to help keep independent media alive helps enormously in helping spread this message to the masses. So make sure to check those links. Donate to our Bitcoin address on the screen or below. We really appreciate anything you could do to keep us alive. You could check those links below for Cointree as well, where you can find other cryptocurrencies that you can donate and keep WAM alive. Find us on flote.app, flote.app, as well as BitChute and LBRY and Minds. We're on all the other platforms. We are leaving YouTube soon, so make sure to find us at those sites because it's the only way we can keep talking to you, the masses, the great people that actually care about the future of free humanity. Also, join our new newsletter at www.iambanned.com. Anything helps at this point, guys. We need to support free information online. This is the most difficult time in our history, and it takes a lot of hard work to keep our message alive in the face of great evils that have taken over the propaganda news on television as well as on YouTube, where YouTube decides what you can or cannot see. We need your help, my friends. So I really appreciate anything you guys can do. Check those links. There's many ways you can help. Until next time, though, Thanks, everyone. This is Josh Sigurdson signing out from World Alternative Media. Find the truth, be the change.
I'm sure you have already changed people's minds in your young age because you're involved, and I like that.
Bye.